Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 4th episode of Record Club. I'm here with very special guest, Jennie. I was going to ask you before we went live if you cared if I said how nervous you were to do this, and I didn't do that. Right?
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead and mention that then.
She's very nervous, but you're going to be great. This is your expertise. You know, I said in the last Record Club that when I picked Elvis, I was going to try to get you on here, and you agreed to do it, and I feel like you're just doing me a really solid favor because you don't want to be here. Really, you love podcasts to listen to, but not really to be on. But
yeah, I think I'm more of an off-air talent. I'm not made for microphones. I don't have the right voice for it.
Oh, you know what? I
tone that's
don't.
not pleasing to the ear.
Who would say that? Who would?
I guess we'll find out.
Well, it's never. Well, now if you read the comments, it's a joke.
Well, I would never read the comments.
Okay, well, don't worry. Either will I. Okay, so anyways, welcome to the 4th episode of Record Club. Today we got Elvis from Elvis in Memphis. And Jennie, this is the first Elvis album I've ever listened to.
That's shocking.
Yeah. I guess my dad didn't care about Elvis. I don't know if that's surprising. Could you imagine my dad liking Elvis? That doesn't seem...
Your dad and I do not have the same taste in music.
No.
I do find you slightly less attractive now that I know that fact about
That
you.
is fine.
But continue.
I'll allow it. What is your... I don't know. Like, is this your favorite Elvis album? Is this even like this is chart for you, or I don't know?
It's not my favorite album. My favorite album is his first album.
His first was that the Sun Records?
Elvis Presley.
Is that when it's like the pink Elvis and then Presley in green?
The black and white photo guitar.
That is also on this list. I will not make you come back in when we get to it.
Oh, you're expecting me to bomb.
No, I'm not. Just like I said to Garrett, you're always welcome back. I just don't know if you want to come back. So whatever you want to do. But yeah, this one is higher up on the list than the other one. So which is interesting to me because I was looking at the track list of this and I was like, I don't know like any of these songs.
Did you know any of the ones on the other CD? Or
album? Yeah.
CD. I'm from the
album. That's fine. Yeah. No, I isn't Blued Suede Shoes on there? On that one?
Yeah.
I know that one. I don't know. The Elvis that I do know is because pretty much of you walk down the aisle to an Elvis song.
Do you know which one?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's the one.
Shut
up. It's the one that goes like, do, do, do. Only Fools Rush In? Is that it?
Sure. Can't help falling in love.
Okay, good enough. Okay. So yeah, I got it.
Thought that'd stand out a little bit more in your memory, but that's fine.
It's fine. I do know. I mean, like, I just don't know the name of it. That's fine. And when we were going to the hospital to have Sawyer, the Elvis channel was on. We had like a new car. Well, new to us. Yeah, exactly. New to us car. And it had Pretty Serious, and we were listening, and randomly the Elvis channel came on, and then you were...
It was random.
You put it on?
Yeah, I put it on.
Oh, okay.
That's what I wanted to hear on the way to have...
Yeah. It was like, we were told, this is not about the album at all. We were told by our doctor that you don't get charged. You will get charged if you come in at if you have a baby, and you show up at 11:50 at night, they charge you for that full day, even though you're only there for 10 minutes. So we said, show up after midnight, and then that can't happen, which was a good tip because that shit is expensive. And so it was like 11:50, and we were driving to the hospital listening to Elvis on the freeway. And I do think every time I hear Elvis, I think of that moment. That's like, because that's really the only Elvis besides you walking down the aisle that I listen to.
And also, Sawyer was born with Elvis hair.
She did have Elvis hair.
Because of that.
That's true. She had
She had black hair.
She did. Wow. Do you remember that song? Was that song on this album? I have no idea what we were listening to. Do you remember the songs?
That's All Right, Mama was on there.
That's like his first hit, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's one of his first hits, but it was one of his first songs.
First song. Okay.
Could have been a hit. I don't know.
I
didn't research that.
I started going into like Elvis history a little bit for this, and I thought that was the one that like he recorded. That was like his first recording, and if I get this wrong, forgive me.
It was.
For his first recording was this, and then on the B side they had like more of a country song because they wanted him to chart, and there's only 3 kinds of charts back then. There was like R&B, rhythm and blues, I
Okay.
think. Okay. And then like country/hillbilly is what it was called.
Ooh.
And then jazz maybe.
Oh.
And so they didn't think that, what was that song called again?
That's all right, Mama.
That didn't qualify for any of those categories. They thought like, this is like something new. We don't know what there was. So this isn't,
Sexy.
so this isn't going to chart. So we should have something that would chart. So the other side was like a country song so that I could try to get it to chart.
Seems like you're the expert here.
I just learned this
You've
for you.
gotten more
I just
attractive.
wanted to impress you a little bit.
It worked.
Okay, good.
And I'm turned on, so.
Oh my God. Well, we can talk about that later. So what we're going to do now is talk about this album
Okay.
from Elvis in Memphis. How does it stack up for you? What do you think about this one?
I mean, I love it.
You do?
It's good.
Okay.
I was nervous that I was going to forget everything I needed to say when I got here because I was nervous about being on mic.
Yeah.
So I took notes in my
Okay. See, that's
notebook.
you guys don't know Jennie too well, but this tracks so well. And you can't really see it, but these notes are beautiful. You can't see it, but it's like color coordinated. They're gorgeous notes. They're really nice.
But they have a ranking system for each song.
Wow, you went really hard into it. And
I
like
drew a heart next to each song, and then if I filled in the heart completely, that means I love it.
you love the
But
song.
if I did a half fill in, I like it. And
Okay.
if I didn't fill it in at all, I don't like it.
Okay, because there were several songs in this, and I was scared to tell you that I do not like.
Well,
At
it's fine as long as they're the exact same song. I don't like.
Well, we can cross our fingers on that. I didn't do the. I should do that. I'm gonna start stealing that. The half heart, full heart, no heart situation.
Ooh, that almost felt like a Friday Night Lights thing.
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
I know it's a TV
okay.
show, but
That's upsetting.
I know you
Let's
and
move
Emma
on
Becca
from
watch that. Okay, so first off, let me tell you that my big shock today. I've listened to this album a lot. I would say
It's true.
15 times, maybe more, because it's like, well, normally when we listen to Husker Du, I'm like, I'm not going to put that on the house because you guys don't want to listen to Husker Du, I'm assuming.
I don't know what that is.
Exactly. But this is like, well, this if I could play this in the living room when I'm doing dishes or whatever, Jenny's not going to care.
You don't do the dishes.
That is fucking lie. I do the dishes. I absolutely.
All the time, like every day.
I don't do them all the time, but I definitely do the dishes. Don't say like okay, whatever.
Oh yeah, he does.
I do. Anyways, so I can listen to this throughout the house while I'm, mopping the floors
Yeah. Needs
and
washing all
scrubbing the
cars,
toilets and stuff like that I always do.
burn all the soot out of the fireplace.
Our fireplace has so much soot. We don't have a fireplace. Okay, so anyways, I was just playing this all the time. I found out that the iTunes version has more songs than what was actually released in 1969.
What?
There were 12 songs in 1969, and the one I was listening to had 16 songs.
Okay, same.
16 songs for you?
Yeah, I have 16 songs.
And I was annoyed because a lot of the songs that I think were added were the ones that weren't my favorites. Now, the one was my favorite. So I'll just tell you.
Okay. Interested?
What the,
Oh,
wow.
look at all your printout.
Well, your notes are more official.
You should have highlighted.
I even have a highlighter right here. I just didn't
You fucked up.
use it. Okay, it was Suspicious Minds was not on this album originally.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was my favorite one
too.
on the whole album, which I guess is a cover. Did not know that.
Isn't everything a cover, basically?
It feels like it. When Kevin was in here earlier, I was listening to the album. He said that's his favorite Elvis song altogether. That's his favorite one.
Okay.
I had a lot of questions about that song.
Ooh. Questions for me? Am I
I
supposed to
mean,
have the answers?
I found out the answer, so I don't want to.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Go ahead.
With Suspicious Minds, it drove me crazy how the song dips out
Yeah.
and then comes back in.
Sucks.
It sucks.
Hate it.
Do you know why it does that?
Sorry.
That's okay.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So, it was first written and recorded by songwriter Mark James, but it didn't do well commercially. And then, so what I read, I'm gonna get this exactly right because I want to fuck it up.
Okay.
The guy, something with Colonel Tom. Colonel Tom was a real fuck, so it seems.
Psycho.
Psychopath. Who Colonel Tom, if you don't know, was like Elvis's manager, but like
Not a colonel.
abuser. Like it seems like
Yeah.
he just like took advantage of this young kid who had talent, and like most managers get like 15 and 20%, but he was taking 50%. Like half of Elvis's money went to this fuck. That seems ridiculous.
He wasn't even a colonel.
That was his name?
He just gave himself that title. His
Of
name
course,
wasn't even Tom Parker.
Yeah, of course he did this fuck. I hate this. I really don't know much about him. I don't like Colonel
You
Tom.
didn't see the movie. So.
I didn't see the movie, but I thought,
Neither did I.
why not?
I don't like to watch people be Elvis unless they are Elvis.
So
no,
so Elvis impersonators are not for you.
no, disgusting.
Disgusting.
I don't like them. I won't.
I am so relieved to hear you say that because I also fucking hate Elvis impersonators.
What did you think I was going to say?
I didn't know. I thought like
I've never asked you to dress up as Elvis.
that's true. I think that
Lennon has.
and that was cute
That
for the
was
record.
cute.
That was okay. It to me is loserish. Is that rude to say?
It is rude to say, but also I agree.
It's like
It just feels mocking because I feel like they always dress up as jumpsuit Elvis, and that's like
they only
people
do the
make
one
fun of
Elvis and like
jumpsuit
not the good
Elvis.
one.
No, that's not hot. I don't want to fuck.
Do you know
Elvis.
that the postal service just recently had like a stamp and they let people vote? Do you want old Elvis, like rhinestone Elvis?
I literally thought you were talking about the band, the Postal Service.
Oh no.
Go on, yes.
They asked, do you want rhinestone, whatever Elvis or like young Elvis? And 76% said young Elvis because who wants the old Elvis? And like people who get married by Elvis, that's
not for me there.
fucking trashy.
You do know that I am obsessed with Kevin Costner, and
I do know that.
every
Yes.
one of his movies, but the one I haven't seen is 3,000 Miles to Graceland because he is an Elvis impersonator.
And that would ruin Kevin Costner for you?
Yeah, I can't. I'm afraid to watch it. And Kurt Russell is too, and I also love him, and I'm afraid, so I've never seen it. It might be good.
That is
I'll never
fucking
know.
hilarious, Jenny. That is really funny. Okay. So Suspicious Minds, you know what, Jenny? Should have fucking highlighted it, to be real with you.
Well, while you're looking for whatever you're looking for, I can tell you that Dwight Yoakam did a cover of Suspicious Minds.
Oh.
And I know what a huge Dwight Yoakam fan you are.
I'm not sure who's Dwight Yoakam.
And also Waylon Jennings.
Waylon Jennings, I've heard that name, but I don't know.
You probably heard that name because when we were trying to name Lennon, I kept trying to convince you to name her Waylon, and you would not go for
Well,
it.
I remember I say that, and I said Smithers. Like Waylon Smithers is the only Waylon.
That's what you said every time.
Yeah, because if you say Waylon to most people, they'll say Waylon from The Simpsons.
I like him too.
Okay. So RCA staff producer Felton Jarvis made an unusual decision to add a fade out to the song starting at 3 minutes and 36 seconds and lasting for nearly 15 seconds before fading back in. The verse then continues repeatedly until the song completely fades out at 4:22. In a 2012 interview with Mark Myers, the Wall Street Journal, Moman disclosed that Jarvis was never happy with Presley's recording at the American Sound Studio, saying it was a control thing. So he was mad that he was recording at that studio because he was at RCA. It was a different studio. And then he said, so when Jarvis took the tape of Suspicious Minds, he added a crazy 15-second fade towards the end, like the song was ending, and brought it back up by overdubbing to extend it. I have no idea why he did that, but he messed it up. It was like a scar, none of which mattered. Soon after the song was released, it was back on the charts. But he basically wanted to fuck the song up because he was mad that Elvis recorded at a different studio.
That is true. And that producer, Moman, whose first name I don't think you mentioned, it's Chips.
Chips Moman.
Plural, Chips.
That's quite...
He never forgave him for that.
Well, yeah. Why would you... First off, that song is good. And you purposely fucked it up because you could? Like,
didn't matter. People loved it anyway. Nice
yeah.
try, bitch.
I kind of feel like now they can fix that and not have that fade out, right? Like, well, it's still in there, but...
No, you always think it's over, and then suddenly you're like, wait.
I don't think if they fixed it, not one person would be like, oh, the fade out, I missed that. Like, no one's going to miss the fucking fade out. It was terrible.
I certainly wouldn't.
I would not. Okay, so let's go through the songs really quick and see what we... I swear to God, Jenny, I was more organized.
Just say my order because I have it written down right here.
Yeah, thanks, babe.
So number 1 on the album is Wearing That Loved On Look.
Wearing That Loved On Look. This to me was like what I expected Elvis to sound like.
Classic Elvis.
This is classic Elvis. Right. You were telling me, what's that?
It's got the passion.
It does have, I like this song a lot, actually.
Full Heart.
This, Full Heart, that makes sense. I think that you were, what else was going to say? Ignore it. Okay, what's the second song?
The second song is Only the Strong Survive.
This was okay.
I gave it a half heart.
Yeah.
I don't really care about this one. It's fine. It was of course, a cover, like almost all of them. Jerry Butler sang it first. And it was covered by Rod Stewart and also Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, interesting.
And other people. I just didn't care about them.
Okay. Okay. It's a good one. I like that. It's okay. It's okay.
It's fine.
Okay, what's next?
I'll Hold You in My Heart.
It starts off kind of weird. What I was telling Jenny, this is what I was going to say, is that it seems to me this is all recorded in 1969 at the same place, but it sounds different. Like this is not a consistent recording to me. It sounded weird.
Okay, that doesn't bother me.
No, it doesn't bother me either, but
It seems like it does.
I noticed it. But I learned that he recorded like a few songs in January and then went off to go celebrate Lisa Marie's first birthday in some like ski trip or something. And then
That's nice.
then got sick, and then like it was like another month later till he got back to the studio and things had changed at the
sick.
Yeah. So things changed at the studio, and then maybe that's why it sounds a little differently. And then plus RCA is now sabotaging songs. So I don't know. Who knows what's going on?
You know, I did like in this one, it's kind of a heartbreak song, and I like when he goes a little soulful with the voice, although I think that's the voice you don't like.
I don't love the Elvis.
Like, I know we tried not to discuss any Elvis things before today.
I felt rude because every time we'd be taking the kids to school and we'd be driving home from doing that. And then she'd be like talking, we had this on and she'd like talking about, I was like, oh, wait, you should save it.
You basically just told me to shut up. It was so rude and uncalled for.
I wanted to be surprised. Okay. So, when he like goes too much into it, I feel like it seems like that's his personality at this point. Cause this is like later on, they call this his comeback record.
Yeah. Cause it was after that comeback special on TV.
Right. Which I read somewhere that, that he thought because the Colonel Tom was so secluded from everyone, and someone on that special, or maybe before they recorded it, dared him to stand like at this busy intersection in LA for like 10 minutes to see like what will happen. And Elvis thought he'd be mobbed and didn't want to do it, but then agreed to do it, and no one cared. Like no one stopped him, no one noticed.
No one noticed Aaron Presley?
That's what the story says, and then so that's why he was more inclined to do this comeback special and then this album, because he felt like, oh, maybe people don't know who I am anymore, even though they did.
How could they miss him? He had done 31 movies in like 6 years or something.
Yeah,
I know because I've seen them all.
Have you really?
Yes, I have.
You've seen all 31?
I used to own all 31 on VHS.
Wow, that's a big collection.
Imagine how hot I was in high school.
I am imagining.
VHS.
Oh my God, you and your VHS of Elvis. That's wild. Where'd you even find these Elvis VHSs?
At Best Buy, they had them all, and you could buy them in sets.
Oh, it was a set.
I asked for them for my birthday and Christmas, and it took me years to get them all.
Do you know what Hollywood called his movies?
I'm gonna say pure gold, magic.
They called them quickies because they filmed them so quick, and no one seemed to care what they were making them. So that's what.
Well, do you know that the song "I Walk Down the Aisle To" is from the movie Blue Hawaii?
I did not know that.
I didn't think you did.
No. But I do also know that all the movies he made, he had to
do a soundtrack.
Yep. And that was part of his deal because of Colonel Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. What's the next song we got?
Okay. It's Long Black Limousine.
Did not like this one.
I don't like this one either. But I think it's just because it makes me sad, because this song is about someone from a small town that goes off and becomes famous and then dies. And so then they're going back through the small town in a long black limousine. Like they're dead now. And it just makes me think of him. It's like,
that
this
is sad.
Like, you were this nobody small town guy, and you became this huge sensation and then died at 42 years old, which is extremely young.
Very young. And
very sad.
It is crazy to me that he was like a normal job, like was a driver, delivery driver, truck driver. And he became the most famous person in the world within 18 months. Mm-hmm. Like that is such a rise to stardom that, I mean, yeah, that's got to fuck you up. But that's
weird.
That is really sad. That is
So it might be a good song. I don't know because it bums me out, and so
I
just
don't.
skip
I
it 'cause
didn't.
don't
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. But now that I think of it that way, maybe it'd mean more to me. You know.
Now you would like it, you sicko.
No. Well, maybe it has it's more poetic. I don't know.
Well, do you know who else recorded this song? And I know the answer is you do not.
I don't.
One Mr. Glenn Campbell.
Oh, and we talked about him on the last episode because he did that Isaac Hayes song.
Oh, by the time I get to Phoenix.
By the time I get to Phoenix,
Yes.
which
I
I think universally was not enjoyed, the cover, the Isaac Hayes cover, but not just. I know you don't like it either,
No.
but also people in the comments. For the record, I do read the comments on Record Club. Nowhere else on the planet though. So if you have a comment for me, put it here. I'm not going to see it anywhere else.
I'm not going to read it.
That's fine. But yeah, interesting. Okay, Glenn Campbell. I'm not a big.
I
Glenn,
love him.
I know. Well, I am aware. You saw him live even.
I did. And he was in his 70s, and he was still bringing it. So.
I do like, Jenny, that you always seem to like artists. I have no idea who they are. Like older artists, like Glenn Campbell. Like who the fuck knows? And you're like, oh, I've seen Glenn Campbell. Like, I don't even know what that is. And I just enjoy that about you.
You've missed out on a lot.
Yeah, our parents had very different tastes in music.
Yeah, that's true.
And so
And everything else.
And everything else. That's true. Very different. So, yeah, movies. Oh, my God.
Ooh.
Don't get me started on movies I haven't seen and she has. And then vice versa. Anyways, what we got next?
Okay. It keeps right on a hurtin'.
Okay, this one I didn't. I'm trying to remember. How does it go? Do you remember? Ah, shit.
You want me to sing it?
Yeah, can you sing it for me?
Absolutely
I
not
know.
be happening.
Okay, that's fine. I think I like this one.
I half heart this one.
Yeah.
I do like it. It's not one of my favorites, but I like it. It's pleasant to listen to. I also really appreciate that the title is It Keeps Right On a Hurtin', like a dash hurtin'.
Yeah.
They really went for that
Yeah.
Elvis thing.
Yeah. I will say some of this record to me seems like it's just like Elvis almost impersonating Elvis a little bit. Some songs, sometimes. I know, I'm so sorry.
Boy, what?
Oh no. Oh
You
no.
can't impersonate yourself.
Yeah, but it's like, okay.
Are you impersonating Shawn from Mega64 right now?
I am. I'm doing a terrible
You're
job
trying
at
to
it.
start a fight with me?
Oh my God, no. Oh no, don't do this. Sometimes I felt like he just leaned into what made him famous to begin with a little bit.
Like doing public skits or?
Stop, leave me alone.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, I don't know, but this song was
Yeah.
fine.
You can have your own opinions. I said I wasn't going to get mad about your opinions. I was lying, but I did say that.
You did. Well, we can fight later about it.
Okay, well, this one was covered by quite a few people too. If you want me to list,
I would love
know
that.
You like when I list things.
Jenny, I would love that.
Bobby Darin.
Oh, okay, I don't know.
Oh, I have to tell you some fucked up stories about him later.
Okay.
Okay, Dean Martin,
No, D. Martin.
and then Slim Whitman.
Slim Whitman.
Have you seen the movie Mars Attacks?
I have, but it
Remember
was a
that
long
song that fucks up.
Oh, yeah,
the
everyone.
aliens?
Yeah.
That's Slim Whitman.
Oh. And he covered this.
Mhm.
Okay.
I didn't listen to it though because I didn't want to hear him sing it.
Fair enough.
Sorry, Slim.
Slim he's a big fan. He's going to be upset. The next we have is I'm Moving On. I like this one.
I love
This is a good
one.
song. Yeah.
Full heart for this.
I would give this a full heart. I definitely would.
Beat. I like it. It's just really Elvis-y.
I would say the first, because again, I found out now that it was 12 songs, not 16 songs. And one of my criticisms was it didn't need to be so many songs. And then I found out later that it was.
Did need to be so many.
There were some songs I thought you could get rid of this song and I wouldn't be mad about it. That's what I felt.
Okay.
You
just skip it.
the next song, Power of My Love, one of my favorite songs on
Okay.
the album.
Well, I know why.
Well, first off, it's a good, catchy song. I added this one to the playlist. Those of you who are keeping track on what's on it to the playlist. No, it's great. And yes, Jack White has covered it. And then for the Elvis movie, he did a duet where it was he mixed Elvis in with himself, and I like that too. And I like that.
It's good.
But I do like this song a lot. Do you don't agree? This isn't one of your favorites?
No, I like it.
Okay.
I gave it a full heart.
Full heart?
I like that it's upbeat.
Okay.
Ish. It's
Yeah, it's just catchy.
punch to it.
Yeah, I like
fun
this one. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. We're on Gentle on My Mind. Now, this song makes me think of you
Thank you.
because we were listening to it
A week ago.
a week ago. And then you were, I mean, I don't know if you want me to repeat the story. I feel like that's rude. It's like a private story. But I do think, what? No?
Did I say something really weird?
Yeah, you said you like this song and I don't want to get into it. I feel weird. I don't know.
I don't even know what I said. So I'm
Well, you
wondering,
said that oh God, I'm just going to say it. But you said that you felt like you were never gentle in anyone's mind. Like that's just not,
that's true.
that's not who you are. Because you're like,
I'm not.
you said you're a firecracker. Not, you didn't say that, but something like that.
Ooh, I wish I had said that about myself.
You said you're like, yeah, and you're just like, I'm never like, this song is about like someone like, you said, first off, I'd never be like this because it's about someone who like,
Oh,
right?
Yes, I know what I said. Yeah.
What did you want to repeat it? Or
Okay, well, first, this is a Glenn Campbell song. This is my favorite Glenn Campbell song that Elvis covered.
Yeah.
Glenn's version, way better. Don't care about Elvis's version at all. But the song is basically him singing about this woman that he kind of just comes in and out of her life, and they have an easy relationship, and she is always gentle on his mind. Like he'll just find himself thinking about her. Then he smiles because it's just easy. She doesn't expect things from him. He can show up whenever he feels like. She knows he's going to leave again. It's like temporary. She has no expectations. And I could never be that because I would be like, hey, don't leave your fucking sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind my couch if you're just going to be coming and going. Like,
Right.
What are we doing here?
That does seem.
Like, you think you can just show up, have a good time with me, and go on your merry little way? I don't think so.
Right. Well,
You didn't get that deal with me.
no, I didn't want that. I didn't ask for that deal. I mean,
I wouldn't have given it to you.
I know.
I have
Jeez.
expectations.
I know. I get what you're saying. Like I see that's the thing is like most of the time we're listening to music at home and I don't know the lyrics at all or what the story
You
is.
don't. You never know the lyrics. Even if you know every word, you don't know the lyrics.
No. I don't like think about the meaning. That's just not who I am. I listen to like the music and if it's catchy and then that's as far as it goes.
That's why you always assign ringtones to me that are
Dude,
insulting.
I did that one time and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I
wonder
just thought
what
it was a song we liked together. I didn't realize it was about like a fucked up situation."
It was the Beatles song where they're going to kill that girl if she's with, like, you better run just as fast as you can.
But it's a really catchy song. I
Threatening.
didn't realize that was about killing a girl. I thought it was just about like they're
It
like
says that's the end. Like,
yeah, they're playing tag or something. I
fucking
don't know.
Murder you.
No, I didn't.
Or with another guy.
I didn't really think about it. Sorry about that. Okay, so
It's okay.
after loving you,
Oh, we're moving on?
yeah, we're moving on.
Oh,
Like the
also,
song.
Aretha Franklin did also cover Gentle on My Mind. In case
Okay.
you were wondering if
Okay.
she did or not.
Okay,
I know you're always wondering.
I'm constantly wondering.
After Loving You, I love it. It's a full heart.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a good one.
It's classic Elvis passion. He has like desperation in his voice. My favorite Elvis sound.
Okay,
I love it.
I liked it too. It was good. True Love Travels on a Gravel Road. Is that next?
Yeah, I don't give one shit about this song. It's
Thank
completely
you.
forgettable.
I honestly every time I come on, I'm like, oh yeah, this is on there. Ugh, and I just like had to like wait through it. And it's not even
Title
that.
is so damn long.
Yeah, and honestly, the song is 2 minutes and 38 seconds, and it's not even that long.
It's only 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
That's what I'm saying. It feels like a million
God.
years. It's too. Oh, a lot of these songs are in like 2-3 minutes. They're very short, which I did appreciate.
Which they should be.
They should be, yeah. Any Day Now. Half heart, I guess.
Yeah, I gave it a half as well.
It's fine, but like, I don't really care.
You know, Burt Bacharach wrote the music for this version.
Interesting. I could hear that a little bit. Now here's the single from this album was the next song, In the Ghetto. And this is where the album's supposed to end, apparently.
Oh, okay.
I don't like this fucking song. I do not like In the Ghetto. I've
Wow.
never liked In the Ghetto.
Whoa.
This to me was like, I don't know what it is about this song, and I don't listen to the lyrics.
You don't like that it's socially conscious?
See, I
That
don't.
he
As
actually decided to sing about something important and give a shit about people?
I literally,
Wow,
as I just
okay.
said, don't know what it's even saying. I just don't like.
Hop on Fox News with this opinion.
Okay, stop. What? Yeah, you tell me what In the Ghetto is about. Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe I'll like it more.
Basically, a song about being born into poverty.
Okay,
and
which he
then-
was.
Yes, but how hard it can be to get out of the cycle of that. And so your options are limited. So in the song, there's a young boy that's born in the ghetto, and then he ends up not being able to get out and eventually dying. It's very sad.
That sounds sad.
And there's one line where he says, and his mama cries. And
Yes.
it wrecks me because I just think, like, I'm a mom. I have so
Right.
many children. And
Right.
I had to watch my kids struggle and I couldn't help them get to a better place. It would be terrible. And then to see them die, like the worst thing imaginable.
True.
You have no heart. You don't care about
Mhm.
anyone.
That's not
I'm
true.
upset. This is a hard thing to hear.
Oh, stop it. Yeah. So, well, that's a very. I mean, that is a very heavy story, and it's interesting they made this song the single.
It was actually like people didn't want him to release this one
Mhm.
because they didn't know if people would like that because it was kind of a serious topic.
Sure.
And Mac Davis wrote it, and this is the first person to record it. This wasn't a cover of something else like most of the songs on this album.
Okay. I mean, again, like you're swaying me. Okay. Like this is.
You're not going to ever
I
listen
mean,
to this
I'm
again.
never. I will probably give it one more listen to it now, knowing the story you told,
You won't.
and then I may, and I won't listen to it again for that. Okay, so now after this is where the album supposedly ended originally, and then I don't know when they added these other songs. I don't know, but they were recorded at the same time, which is why I think that
Okay.
now what am I wrong?
I don't know anything about this. I want to hear your thoughts on, because 2 of these I do not like and wish they were not on the album.
Okay, so this is what I was gonna say. I'm glad you said this. So 4 of these songs are added. What are they? Is I'll Be There? Is that one of them?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, what was you tell me because my list is all messed
Don't
up.
Cry Daddy is my next.
Don't Cry
Because we
Daddy.
already talked about Suspicious Minds.
I do not like. Oh, Suspicious Minds, banger. That's a great song. Don't Cry Daddy is not a good song.
No, it's terrible.
It's a terrible. I don't like it. You were telling me about this song and how it's about mom dying, right?
Or leaving. They
or
don't
leaving.
say that she's gone and the dad's crying because he's sad that this woman
Right.
is possibly dead.
Well, and then the kids are saying, "Don't cry," and then like we'll find a new mom. Don't worry about
It's
it.
so gross.
Right.
It's like,
Now, I feel like if she just abandoned them, then it's like fuck her. We'll find a new mom. But if she died, that's fucked.
if she abandoned them, they'd still be sad. These are
Of course,
children.
of course.
And moms are the most important people in the world.
That's true. I've
so
heard
much
that.
more important than dads.
I know
Nobody
this.
cares.
I'm very aware of all
Just
this.
kidding. You're so important.
Yeah, but the mom. I mean, come on. Whenever they're upset, they go to you. Now, when they're scared, they go to me. So I do have that. I have in the middle of the night, like them like calling for me. So that's nice.
Because I trained them to do that. So
Well,
they leave me alone.
it worked because they don't call for you.
And we call for you if like dog poops in the house.
Yeah, I think I said this before. My least favorite thing on the planet is going, ew, daddy. It's like, then my day's fucked. I don't know what I'm about to see and have to deal with, but it's gonna suck.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, what's the next song?
Oh, well, I was going to tell you a creepy thing about Don't Cry Daddy.
Oh, please.
Is that Lisa Marie did one of those duet things where like you sing with the person that's dead for his 20th anniversary of like his death anniversary. There was
Okay.
like a tribute and she recorded a duet to that shit ass song, which I feel like is the rudest thing. Like pick a good song and duet with that. Also,
Well, I think
RIP
is
Lisa
it
Marie
trying to
Smith.
be like, that was her dad, and so she's singing to him.
Well, he can't cry because he's the one that's dead and gone. She could be crying. She could have been telling herself not to cry.
I think they're trying to be like moving with that, but yeah, this is a
Well,
terrible song.
It was.
I don't like that
it's
song.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Apologies to recently deceased Lisa Marie.
Yeah. I'll apologize. Do I not? Let's apologize.
Kentucky Rain is the next one that I have. Number 15.
I don't like it.
Oh,
I don't like Kentucky Rain. I thought the last 2 songs on this.
fine.
What's the next one after this? Mama something?
Mama Like the Roses. Fucking barf. Hate it.
Fuck
Disgusting.
that. Those last 2 songs are
Boner killers.
do not have them on the album, and they didn't
don't.
apparently. Good, but I think Kentucky Rain was like a single as
That
well.
one's fine. I didn't mind that one. Like I gave it a half heart. It was nothing. Like I'll forget it. I
I
don't
think,
mind it.
and this is what I think you may not want to hear, so forgive me. But by this point, when I get to Kentucky Rain, I think I'm done with Elvis right now. I think I'm Elvised out, and now we're doing Kentucky Rain. After I get to Suspicious Minds, I'm like, let's end it.
It's because you got too high. So
Yeah, well, let's just walk away. We did it.
that would be a
we
great
did.
place to be like, and scene.
I agree.
You nailed it.
You did it, and then now it's this, and it's like, what the fuck? The last songs were just all. I was just tired.
My notes on Mama Like the Roses are creeps me out. Vocals are nice. I hate the song.
Mm-hmm.
So That's all I had to say about it.
That seems.
It's a terrible way to end an album.
I agree. All accurate. All accurate. So overall, Jenny, what would you give this record? I'm doing. I don't know if I told you, but we do movie club and I do popcorn shakers for the actor.
Yeah.
And
E.T.
for this, I do pieces of vinyl for Gary Del
Del
Bate.
Bate.
Yeah.
Right, so this is a Baba Booey scale.
It's a Baba Booey scale, and we're
Out of
doing
what?
out of 5 pieces of vinyl.
Okay, and 5 is the highest.
5 is the highest. You can do 0. Derek says in shakers you can't do 0. You can.
Why can't you do 0 in shakers?
I don't know. Maybe
What
he
if
doesn't want
something's,
to.
like,
Maybe he doesn't
absolute
want to.
dog shit?
Home Alone 2.
Oh, fuck that movie.
0 shakers.
Agree.
Anyways, what would you say pieces of vinyl would you give this?
I would give this 4.5.
Oh, wow.
Because I do.
Oh.
Okay, maybe it's not all about the music, because the reason that I love Elvis is because of my grandma.
Okay.
So when I hear Elvis, it makes me feel like just really happy. I had one grandparent ever in my whole life. It was my grandma. She was the best. And she died when I was 14. I missed her. Still, I miss her. I love her so much. That's why I walked down the aisle to Elvis, because it felt like I was bringing her with me a little bit.
That's very
she wasn't
sweet.
There, and I loved her so much. So I have a sense of peace and happiness just hearing Elvis's voice. So maybe I score him too high.
No,
Because of my personal
that
connection.
that is, for the record, personal connections are allowed on the show. That makes sense. That makes total sense, and that's a very sweet thing that I hope. Have you told me that grandma thing walking down the aisle before? Did we know this already? Because I feel like a huge asshole because that's a very sweet thing that I do not remember. So
I mean, it wouldn't be the first sweet thing you don't.
I know,
remember,
but
so
let's just say that
may have
you never
never said
told me
it.
that. That's very sweet. I did not know that.
Well,
I like that.
got to keep some mystery in this relationship. Things to discover.
Something
about
new
each
every day.
other.
For me, I'm giving this 2.5 shaker pieces of vinyl. I know.
Not even 3.
No, I feel like
God, sleep in the
now,
couch tonight.
but hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
I think I feel weird about it because I was like before today I was gonna be like it's 2.5, gotta be 2.5. She's gonna hate it 2.5. Then I learned to think about those last 3 songs really did not do. They ruined. It brought it whole down a half shaker. So now that I know that it was released without those songs, like that, maybe that should affect it. Maybe that should be a 3.
But 3 still sucks.
3 does not suck. 2.5 doesn't suck.
2.5 sucks. It's half. It's failing.
Okay, well, let's just say 3.
F.
I'm going to say 3 pieces of
already
vinyl.
said 2.5.
But hear
The
me
damage
out.
has been
But
done.
I give you my reasoning. 3 pieces of vinyl because of the fact that those were not originally on it. Now, Suspicious Minds wasn't on it either.
Okay, you brought me here to do this.
But, I think I like Suspicious Minds. I think 3. I think 3 pieces of vinyl. That seems...
Okay, but there wouldn't even be the Beatles.
Oh, I
If
know.
there wasn't Elvis.
I completely recognize that Elvis was an extremely important person. I
And
do.
hot.
You know what? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
that's
always
what
and I always equate it with old Elvis, which I don't think is hot.
Okay, can we quit with old? Because he was 42 when he died.
I'm sorry. I meant like not old Elvis, but like later on Elvis.
I mean, you do know how old I'm turning next month.
I am aware. I know.
So
So
young
and hot Elvis still. But Rhinestone Elvis, how's that?
okay, fine.
Rhinestone Elvis is what I would think, and like I kind of always see him as like Elvis impersonators. Like it's just like maybe they tarnish that look to me. But young,
Okay.
like brand new, just made the scene Elvis. Yeah,
Showing up on the Milton Berle show.
yeah. Even like there's a later on in life, it was like him walking through an airport. This thing was just I forget. I saw on Twitter or something. And he's just walking through the airport. Like that guy was like fucking larger than life. Like he really was like, he became that famous for a reason. It wasn't an accident. Like
It wasn't his songwriting.
wasn't his songwriting. It was definitely his looks and maybe his hips. Someone was saying that they thought his leg always moved like that because he was nervous. But I don't know if you believe that or not. That's like a theory.
I don't have an opinion on that.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, anyways, that is... Oh, why would that just turn off? Look at that. It knew that I was about to end this episode. That is Elvis number 322 on Rolling Stone. Now I should have...
The song.
What's that? Now we'll do the song, right? And that song, before I do that, 322, I'm going to read what Rolling Stone has to say about it.
Okay.
They said this. I had to leave town for a little while. Elvis Presley sings on the first track along with 1968 TV special. This record announcement he was back. This record announced he was back. With help from a crack crew of Memphis musicians. Can you read this? I'm fucking terrible. Masterfully tackle quality material from gospel country, I'm Moving On gospel, Long Black Limousine, soul, Only the Strong Survive, and pop, Any Day Now, as well as message songs in the ghetto. The same sessions also yielded one of Presley's greatest singles and towering pop soul masterpiece, Suspicious Minds.
That was good reading. You did good.
I didn't know it started really bad. It got better, but that was a rough start. That's what they have to say about it. Now, time for the little bonus part, and that is for the song, which is Neil Young, Fool's Gold? Shit.
No, that is absolutely not.
Fool's Gold in California? What the? I had...
That's not it.
I should have a notebook like you have. Why do I have these like
I
lines?
should help you here, but I'm just going to let you struggle.
You really could help me? Could you really help me?
Jump in, take over.
Oh.
I'm just a guest. I'm not the host.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just look at the list like an idiot.
Oh, you really don't?
I really don't know. I thought it was Fool's Gold. Was it not? After the gold rush. Fool's Gold is what he ate. That's what Elvis ate, right?
What does that mean?
Fool's Gold, that's where I got confused, is that he would go to this place in Colorado.
Okay.
This is later on in life for him. And he would get a sandwich called he's ancient. Fool's Gold, which is a loaf of bread hollowed out with an entire jar of peanut butter put into it, and then jelly, and then a pound of bacon. And that's what he loved to eat this. You just say no?
No.
No?
Not jelly. Peanut butter, bananas, honey, bacon.
Well, the Fool's Gold thing that I saw, that I don't know. They said
maybe that's the sandwich at that diner. But
maybe
he's like famous for liking the peanut butter banana sandwich.
That I didn't know. I do know that. And when I was a kid, I used to love that too.
So that Fool's Gold sandwich sounds fucking gross.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, this is what I'm reading, that he like would fly in his private jet to Colorado to get that sandwich.
Couldn't someone just make that at his house? I've been to Graceland. It was huge.
You have been to Graceland. We didn't even cover that. Was that cool?
Yes, it was amazing, and I loved it.
Is he buried there?
Yes, because he was buried somewhere else, and then someone tried to steal his body or something gross.
The fuck?
So yes, he is there now, I think.
And he died in his house, didn't he?
Yes.
I mean, sorry, I don't want to bring that up, but
On August 16th, 1977, a tragic day, he did die on the toilet,
he died in the toilet.
as so many people do. Yeah, because you don't feel good.
So where are you gonna go?
Yeah, you think maybe you have to go to the bathroom, and then you just fall over dead, and your poor girlfriend has to come find you.
Was it a drug overdose or what was it that killed him? Because I know he didn't do drugs, but he did like, I thought he didn't do like marijuana or like cocaine.
Yeah, he didn't do hardcore marijuana.
But he did like uppers, right? Like caffeine,
uppers and downers.
like speed maybe.
I mean, I didn't prepare for that part of this podcast.
Sorry.
I didn't get the toxicology report from his autopsy.
Let's talk about Graceland.
I'll do that when I come back.
I need to know this. Was there a gift shop? It has to be a gift shop at Graceland.
Obviously, there was a gift shop. Okay, I went when I was 17. It was amazing. I loved it. And you have to buy separate tickets to there's the house, then there's a garage with all the cars, and then you can go in the airplane. Like, he has an airplane.
Oh, shit.
So you can tour the airplane as well. So I got the big package so I could do all of them because I didn't want to miss anything.
How much was the big package? Do you remember? Have any idea?
No, it was like $40 because it was a million years ago when I was still a young person, not the old bitch that I am now.
I never would say that.
But you do the thing where you wear the headphones, and then when you enter a room, it
it tells you
the new thing. And then we started with a group, but you can do it at your own pace.
Yeah.
And they're like, it takes most people about 30 minutes to get through all of it, like the house, the planes, the cars. I was there for 4 hours, and I only left because my mom was like, we have to go. Your brother's ready
They're bored.
to die. He hates this.
Oh
Please
my
leave.
God.
I would have been there for the rest of my life. I walked through
You loved it.
every inch, I was hanging on every word, those little headphones,
Oh my God.
pressing them into my ears.
I imagine an excess of carpet, like carpet everywhere.
Well, okay, he died in the 70s.
Right, that's what I'm
Shag
thinking.
carpet was
That was my guess. So I'm guessing maybe even carpet on the walls, like carpet.
Yeah. Well, he also had a recording studio.
Oh,
there,
that's cool.
So the jungle room, I think.
How was the plane?
It was rad.
You know, when we went
I loved
to,
it.
you're going to be jealous for a second. When we went to Dollywood, they had, she loves Dolly Parton so much.
I do.
We went to Dollywood. They had her tour bus, but they were closing it. And then Jay convinced them to let him on. And then I was like, oh, well, he had to sneak on. I'm not going to, whatever. And I didn't go on. And I should have just, I kind of peeked in, but
Why
I
didn't
didn't
you go on?
because I was like, they're closing. This guy wants to go.
Always so
There was like
polite.
these super like old volunteer, and I was like,
Yeah.
he wants to go
Okay, well, if it's a
home.
volunteer.
It was, I mean,
No,
maybe,
it was a worker.
I said probably it's probably a worker. What am I saying? Volunteer? They definitely.
Just because he's old, you assume he's volunteering his time.
Yeah, no.
Are you
Well,
really ageist today?
I
Are you
am
always
being
like this?
terrible.
I don't-
Yeah, no, that's how I usually am.
I've never listened to this podcast, so I don't know how you act.
Yeah, very ageist on
I
this
don't
podcast.
pay for the Patreon.
What? We'll talk about that later. Anyways, so now let's move on. I think I would go to Graceland. I'm curious to see it.
It's awesome.
Maybe we'll go one day. I don't know why we'd ever be out there, but maybe. Okay, so next we got. Anyway, that's for Fool's Gold.
Fool's Gold by Neil Young.
Was stuck in Fool's Gold? No, it's not that. It's After the Gold Rush by Neil Young. What the fuck is with this song? This song did nothing for me.
I didn't like it.
And maybe it's, Neil Young has a weird voice and sometimes it works.
Usually I like his voice.
Yeah, but maybe like in the album context, this works. But
Could
as
be.
like, I'm just going to play on this song. It's like, what the fuck happened here? His voice sounds weird. The song goes nowhere.
Yeah, I just kept tuning out. Like I tried to listen to it a few times and I would realize that I had stopped listening and was just like doing things. I was like, oh, I'm not even paying attention anymore.
Yeah, it's not good. Should not be on this list. I do know that Dolly Parton did cover this song.
I would listen to that version.
She covered it with I lost it, so I'm not gonna even try to find it.
Cute, give notes.
Thank you. With people, and I don't know who these people are.
Okay.
Linda Ronstadt comes to mind,
Oh my God, a dream. I wish.
but I don't know if that's really what happened.
I hope.
But
that-
this is later on, like in like the 80s or something. She covered it, and then and someone else. There's three people. Dolly was one of them, and they called Neil Young to be like, "Hey, what is this song about? We're about to cover it," and he said, "Oh, I don't know." So it's like so he just told them like, "I have no idea what this."
Do you think he really didn't know?
See, that's the thing.
Or he
Is
just
later
didn't wanna
on
tell
in
them.
like 2012, he was saying something about this, and I guess they like wrote it for a movie or something. And it was going to be about like, it was going to be about when California's gone because like the oceans rise and like
Oh, my worst fear. I'm glad we're bringing that up.
when like it's like an environmental movie. Like, hey, like. So I don't.
Is this why you don't like it? Because you don't like anything that's a social commentary. That's why you didn't like In the Ghetto.
Oh my God. Maybe that is why I don't like it. I didn't realize that though at the time. I just thought it was a bad song. But yeah, this was a song that didn't do it for me. Get it off the
Neither,
list.
But I do like Neil Young.
Me
in
too. There
general.
are other Neil Young songs I did check because I dying to know. Like there has to be more Neil Young songs. There are, and they're higher up.
Probably
But like
Harvest Moon's got to be.
I
one.
feel like
The album.
this is not one of his best songs, and this list acts like it is. So that annoyed me.
Mhm.
But again, Neil Young, I'm
All
not
opinion based.
I'm not saying Neil Young is my favorite. Okay, we are going to now get the new album. So, Jenny, you want to hit the generate button and you can do the honors and find out.
Ew.
Okay. Did we just do this album? You just hit it already? That's it?
Yeah, I hit it already.
336. I
Close to
feel
where
like
we were
we
at.
are stuck in the threes, people. I don't know what are the odds of
That's
that?
your favorite number, so you should be happy.
It is. Okay, we have not done that. 336 is Avalon, Roxy Music, 1982. Do you know what that is?
1982.
Avalon, Roxy Music.
I don't know.
It looks like there's like a.
I'm not quite old enough to know that one.
It looks like there's like a. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. Okay, well, Roxy Music, Avalon. Don't know what the fuck that is. We'll find out. And then
I'll listen.
the 336 song is classic. She's Gone, Hall & Oates.
Oh,
I do
love that
I do know that song, and that came out in 1973. So everyone, if you're listening along with us, check out Roxy Music. Don't know who that is, and their album Avalon, and then She's Gone by Hall & Oates. And that's it. Jennie, you did great.
Thanks, babe.
Thank you for doing this podcast with me.
You're welcome.
I know you really didn't want to, and it means a lot to me that you're here. So
Well, I would do anything for you.
I know it's true. And you did great. I'm proud of you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Everyone, thanks for subscribing to Patreon. This was, wow, you said we'd go for like 50 minutes, and you're right. We went for a long time.
Yeah, you lied and said it was going to be 15.
I said it could be 15 or 20. I said it could be if you wanted it to be. If you just gave me the signal, like, get me the fuck out of here, we would have ended it.
We didn't even discuss the signal, so how would I have done that?
I know the look. Anyways, thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. Listen to Roxy music, whatever the hell that is. Goodbye.